Baking chocolate cookies is a simple pleasure that warms the heart and soul. There is something truly magical about the aroma of chocolate wafting through the home. It's a scent that beckons all to gather, promising comfort and sweetness. For many, chocolate cookies are not just a treat, but a cherished tradition. One of the joys of baking is the creativity it allows. Whether you are a seasoned baker or a novice in the kitchen, the process of making chocolate cookies is a delightful experience. The beauty of this recipe lies in its simplicity and the joy it brings to both the baker and the lucky ones who get to taste the results. However, baking cookies can sometimes feel daunting, especially if you're new to it. Fear not, for this recipe is designed to be foolproof. It breaks down the process into easy steps, making it accessible even to the most inexperienced baker. With a bit of patience and love, you'll have a batch of delicious cookies in no time. Baking is also about making memories. I recall my first attempt at these cookies. They were not perfect, but the laughter and fun shared in the kitchen made them special. As the years have passed, this recipe has evolved with me, yet it remains a simple, joyful ritual. Before we dive into the baking process, let's gather our ingredients. For these delicious chocolate cookies, you'll need 150 grams of unsalted butter at room temperature. Butter is the backbone of our cookie dough, lending richness and flavor. Next, measure out 150 grams of granulated sugar, which will provide the sweetness and help in achieving a delightful crispness. You'll also need 200 grams of all-purpose flour. This is the structure of your cookie, giving it shape and texture. Don't forget the star of the show, 100 grams of quality dark chocolate, chopped into small chunks. The chocolate will melt into gooey pockets of joy within the cookies. Additionally, have 1 large egg, a teaspoon of vanilla extract, and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt ready. Adding a teaspoon of baking powder will help your cookies rise slightly, creating a perfect texture. Lastly, if you like a hint of nuttiness, you can include 50 grams of chopped nuts, such as walnuts or pecans. This is optional, but it adds a delightful crunch. Once you have all the ingredients prepared, be sure to preheat your oven. The key to successful baking is having everything ready to go. This preparation ensures that the process is smooth and enjoyable, allowing you to focus on the creative aspect of baking. Now that we have our ingredients, let's begin the baking. Start by preheating your oven to 180 degrees Celsius, which is 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and line a baking tray with parchment paper. This prevents the cookies from sticking and ensures even baking. It's a simple step, but crucial for perfect cookies. In a large bowl, cream the butter and sugar together until light and fluffy. This is an important step as it helps to incorporate air, which will make your cookies light. Add the egg and vanilla extract, mixing until well combined. Be sure to scrape down the sides of the bowl to ensure even mixing. Gradually add the flour, salt, and baking powder to the wet ingredients. Stir gently until just combined. Overmixing can result in tough cookies, so be gentle. Fold in the chocolate chunks and nuts, if using, until they are evenly distributed throughout the dough. This is when the cookies really start to take shape. Spoon tablespoons of dough onto the prepared baking tray, leaving space between each. Bake in the preheated oven for 10 to 12 minutes. The cookies should be golden brown on the edges, but still soft in the center. Remove from the oven and let them cool on the tray for a few minutes before transferring to a wire rack to cool completely. Achieving the perfect cookie texture can sometimes be tricky. A common mistake is overbaking. Remember that cookies continue to cook on the tray after being removed from the oven. It's best to take them out when they are slightly underdone. This ensures they are chewy and not hard. For those new to baking, measuring ingredients accurately is crucial. Use a kitchen scale for precision. Also, ensure your butter is softened but not melted, which can affect the dough's consistency. If the dough is too sticky, chill it in the fridge for 15 minutes before baking. Serve these cookies warm with a cold glass of milk, or enjoy them with a cup of tea. They are perfect for sharing with friends and family during a cozy gathering. You can also add a sprinkle of sea salt on top before baking for a gourmet touch. In closing, remember that baking is an expression of love. My family and I often gather around the kitchen table, sharing stories over freshly baked cookies. Each cookie is more than a sweet treat. It is a memory in the making. I hope this recipe brings you as much joy as it has brought us over the years.